Time now for our legal segment. We're joined by personal injuries lawyer Howard Yegendorf. Howard, we're talking auto insurance today. And I was surprised to read in some of the notes that you provided us with that most of us don't have enough auto insurance, especially in the case of some sort of catastrophic injury.
I would say the vast majority of people are driving around with about $1 or $2 million of automobile insurance limits, and in the vast majority of cases, that is going to be enough. But in certain cases, it's not, and I see many of these types of cases from my vantage point. So if you're the driver that is at fault, you go through a stop sign or a red light, it can happen to anybody, right? Mm-hmm. And you cause the other party catastrophic injuries that are going to have a profound impact on that person's ability to work, care for themselves, then they may get a judgment against you well in excess of $2 million. I recently had a motorcyclist who had an injury, not of his fault, well in excess, damages well in excess of $2 million. Because let's say the person is about 35 years old that you've hit. That person can never work again. If they're a good income earner, that's probably a 30-year loss of income. If they're badly injured and they can't care for themselves, they may need care, attendant care, for the rest of their lives. I've seen cases where people need 24-hour-a-day attendant care. If a person's 35 and they're going to live another 50 years, that care can amount to a lot of money. So for example, if that person gets a $5 million judgment against you, and you've got $2 million of automobile insurance, then your insurer will pay the first $2 million, and there will be a $3 million personal judgment against you. I would venture to say most people can't pay that judgment.
Okay, so time is flying by. We only have about 45 seconds or so left. What should we all be doing? There's something called umbrella insurance that,
yes,
that we really should all have, or
yes,
most of us should have?
Yes, and in fact, I'm quite dumbfounded that it's not out there more. I have it. And what it would typically be is an excess policy of $3 million over your primary policy of $2 million. And it's not that expensive because the terms of the umbrella policy are that in order for it to come into play, the primary policy has to be exhausted. Okay. There's not that many claims over $2 million, so the umbrella policies are not that expensive. Yet most people don't have it, and in the example I gave you, if you did have it, it could save that person from financial ruin. I think a lot of people are whistling past the graveyards by not considering this type of insurance.
Always great advice from Howard Yegendorf. If you'd like to contact Howard, there's some information on our screen. At least I thought there was going to be some information on our screen. He's easy to find, though. Just Google Howard Yegendorf. You'll find him really easy.
Thanks,
Howard,
thanks,
good to
Michael.
see you. Thanks for coming in.